All right, everybody. Very good evening. I hope everybody is doing well and staying safe. It's a 6 p.m. now. We are going to start this particular webinar, and I know that everybody was waiting for so long. Hello, everybody. Hello, you beautiful people. So it's time to start the webinar. So before I start, guys, I just wanted to quickly check if you guys can see me and hear me well. You can just enter in the comment section that yes, you can see me and hear me well, so that I will start this webinar quickly. All the people, Simon, Pranita, Vishal, Kiran, Aranza, Shruti. Can you guys see me and hear me well? If yes, then give me a thumbs up in the chat section. Then we will definitely going to start because this webinar is going to be definitely very amazing, and I'm super excited for this particular webinar because Vidya Sagar. Okay, um, perfect. Somebody saying that yes, jacket wala. Thank you. All right, so everybody can see me and hear me well. So, guys, this is the masterclass, a free masterclass to all of you who's thinking that how you can grab a 20 lakh packages as a data analyst, having a zero technical background. And in this particular webinar, we're gonna have a experienced guest speaker from Microsoft itself. So we're gonna discuss a lot more thing in detail that how you can transform your career even if you don't know the C of the coding, and how it is possible, and why it is the most in demand profession, and why it is a non negotiable skill, and why we should need to pay attention on it, and how we can make it possible for us. All right, so we're going to discuss a lot more thing. Keep your questions ready. Meanwhile, I would request all of you to invite your friends, and turn off all your notifications, and then we will definitely going to start. But yes, to all the people who's watching me right now, you figured out your time in this particular masterclass. So I have an amazing surprise for you. All right. So I'll come to the point, but stay tuned till the end and keep watching me. And please keep your questions ready because we're going to discuss a lot more things. All right. So let's just start. Let me introduce myself. My name is Amir Akhtar. I'm a career consultant and I've helped more than 200 plus people in getting a job in IT. Okay, and I have total 5 years of experience in edtech industry, so I can help you understand what exactly skills and things are required. Because while interacting with 200 plus people, I have gone through a particular situation where, people were having a lot of myths, doubt, hesitation, that is it safe to switch from non-IT to IT, or is it something which is very challenging, or I don't know I don't have any technical background or anything as such. So too many things was basically was happening. So I can much help you with that. So in the entire journey where I've helped 200 plus people, I've gone through a different challenges where different situations was there. So I can much relate with you and help you that how you can make it too. All right, so if you want to connect with me, my link is in the chat section. You can connect with me, and you can comment, and you can just text me, and we can have a talk about your profession, and we can help you transform your journey. All right, moving on, let me tell you about the Coding Invaders and why we are doing this particular program, this masterclass. So this masterclass is in support of our data analytics course. It's one of the most popular programs which doesn't require any coding background, and 93% of our students are getting placed in the big companies. All right, now if I talk about the exact the course fees and everything, then currently whoever is watching me, they can avail a 33% off discount. The course price is 11,000 something, and if you will get this course enrolled just because you watched this webinar with me, so you can get 33% discount. And the best part is I'm attaching a link in the chat section to all the people who have doubts and questions about data analytics. So you might have heard about a lot more things about me, about the organization. Then you can definitely get a free counseling call and ask all of your questions and get your doubt cleared, and then take a better decision. To all the people who want a free counseling call about the data analyst, and they have a questions, they have a lot of doubts, they can get this doubt clear through the free counseling call. So the link is into the chat section. Go fill up the form, get a free counseling call, and come back. All right, now let me tell you about the Coding Invaders. So Coding Invaders is an edtech platform which transforms and helps people to get from non-IT to IT, irrespective of what background you have. You just need to complete your graduation. If I talk about our own statistics, then we have more than 22,000 learners, and we have trained 100 plus companies employees. And on an average, if I'll talk about, then 30 to 400% salary hike people have observed, and we have more than 90% placement record. So this is a very practical digit. Why? Because we have a lot of international types, and our curriculum and the modules are designed in a very much project format. So that's why people are getting the maximum result. But we will discuss more on this at the end of this particular masterclass. All right. So let's just start this particular webinar. But before I just wanted to understand exactly your intention, guys. If you can see, there's a poll on your screen. Just wanted to understand why you joined this particular webinar. If you could give me that clarity, I'll have a much better understanding of why you joined here. You're just here to listen this particular webinar, or you are looking to study, or looking for some courses, or you're already studying this data, analytics, and you wanted to expand your expertise in that. So, guys, you can just click on your poll, and I'll get a better clarity that what exactly the main reason. So I can see that more than 67% people want to enter into IT and looking for the courses. Perfect. And some 24% people are already into IT and looking to expand their horizon. That's really nice. And some of them are just here to listen. So I respect everybody's opinion and their intentions, and I'll make sure that this webinar you're going to get maximum value. All right. Perfect enough. I got your point. Now let's come to the point that what exactly you will learn today. And so in this particular webinar, you will understand that who is data analyst, like what sort of job they do and everything. Okay. And then you will understand how you can become the data analyst, and you can also understand that how you can make a successful career as a data analyst. So a lot more thing you're going to discuss. All right. So, and another important thing, what you will get after this. So you will get a chance to ask question to the guest speaker who is actually data scientist in a Microsoft. So I'll just take your question, and you can ask him, and you clear your doubts and take your validation or approval, and take the best decision of your life. And all of you will be getting a certificate of participation, as well as special offers for our data analytics courses as well, which promises job guarantee. All right. Moving on, as I said that I have a surprise to all of you. So what exactly the surprise is? So right now, in front of you, I'm going to start one contest. And in this contest, everybody has to participate. And just after 30-40 minutes, once the Q&A session is done, I will be choosing the random person from the sheet, whoever will be participating, because the link is into the chat section. Go participate, and I'll share my screen, and I'll choose one person, and I'll announce the winner. And the winner will get the premium course, that is data analytics course, that too for free. So the winner will be enrolled for a job guarantee batch, which promises money back guarantee and the job guarantee as well. So without wasting any much time, so I would request all of you to click the link in the chat section and hurry up, fill it up, and come back to me and just tell me that yes, it's done, so then I can start this particular webinar with our guest speaker. So guys, if you are here, so please, I would request all of you to participate in this contest and come back, and then we can start this particular webinar. So after 30-35 minutes, I am going to announce the winner. I'll just share my screen, and I'll choose one person, and he will be enrolled for a job guarantee batch, that too for free. So without wasting any more time, so I would request all of you guys, so use the link in the chat section, participate in the contest, because this contest has started right now and going to end just after 30-35 minutes. So I'll just wait for you. Okay, I'll just give you 10-20 seconds, guys, and just comment that if you are done, then definitely we're going to start. All right. So I can see a good number of people are participating. Hurry up, guys, because this is one of the best opportunity for all of you, that if you're just watching me, you can avail these particular benefits. So still I'm waiting. I can see that still people are participating. Good traffic is there. So yes, so I can see that a lot of people have already done. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Anybody left? If yes, then please, guys, quickly do it. I'm attaching the link in the chat section again and again. In just 2 minutes, I'm going to start this particular webinar. So I just want everybody should participate, because the interesting part is, in the last webinar, I was running the same contest, and the guy who entered the detail in the end, luckily he won this particular contest. So if you're watching me, then probably you should do it, and then we can start this particular webinar. All right. So guys, are you ready? Perfect. So I'll just check how many people have participated so that I can see, and then accordingly I'll just proceed. All right. So I can see a good number of people are coming in. So too many energies. So yes. So the last participant is Zohab Ahmed. Anybody else? All right. So I'm now going to start this particular webinar, but all the people who just joined me right now, so there's a contest going on. Go register, and after 30-40 minutes, I'm going to announce the winner, and you will win this data analyst course that too for free. All right. So without wasting any more time, I'm just going to start this particular webinar. So please welcome our guest speaker, Shailja Mishra over here, who is a data scientist at Microsoft. So hi Shailja, how are you?
Hey, Amana.
So we cannot hear you. If you can just click once again on your mic.
Hey, Amar, can you hear me?
Yes, 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 I can hear you. How are you, Shailja?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much for coming here. So probably I would just request you only to just tell about yourself so that this audience who are energetic they can understand that from which background you are and they can relate with you and they can get inspired with you.
Sure, Amir. So, hi everyone. I'm Shailja Mishra. Like Amir rightly introduced me, I'm currently working as a data and applied scientist at Microsoft. And before working at Microsoft, I was working as a data engineer at Fractal Analytics, which is again an AI-based company. And yeah, that's a quick intro about me. And I'm very excited to be a part of this webinar and share my experiences as well as answer all your questions.
Thank you so much. So, Shailja, as you can see that I have a very strong feeling that these people who are just here, if you have seen the poll, the majority of the people are looking for the courses and a lot more thing. And I have seen some questions also where people were asking that I'm from this background, I've done this graduation and everything. So probably, if, could you please tell us more about your graduation background so that we can relate much and maybe we can get some more idea that how we can also become.
Sure, Amir. So, in terms of my education, I completed my bachelor's in computer science from
Hmm.
Banaspati Vidyapith, Jaipur. I passed
Hmm.
out in 2020,
Hmm.
and then I joined Fractal Analytics. Basically, I was a campus recruit, and I joined as a big data engineer. And basically, I was working on Azure data stack. I worked there for around 2 years. In 2022, I grabbed many offers from multiple companies, and
Hmm.
finally, I decided to join Microsoft as a data and applied scientist.
That's nice. So was it like the way you are saying it sounds very easy? Was it is easy to become a data professional in a Microsoft?
No, it's surely not. It's
Okay.
not at all. It's just easy to say it, but the
Mhm.
background story and all the efforts, years of efforts, goes into that to reach up till here.
Okay, okay, understood. So we will discuss definitely a lot more thing that how we can also become a data professional in this big giant organization. But before I start, just wanted to understand that everywhere, whenever I just scroll to the YouTube or whenever I go, whenever I see any ads, I can see that the data domain is something which is everywhere, and sometimes I feel that it is over discussed topic, or sometimes I feel that it's like why it is so much hyped up. So just wanted to understand from your words itself that what exactly cool about being a data engineer or data professional, what exactly the good thing in this particular profession.
Sure. And it's good you asked this question. So I would say that currently all the companies see the ultimate goal of a company is to increase its finances, and they are involved in a lot of decision making. Currently, all the companies are decisions are based on data, what we call as data driven decision making. And
Mhm.
this is the reason why jobs like data engineering, data analysis, data scientist, so all of the data domain jobs in demand is very much increasing. And if you
Mhm.
ask me the best things, I would say there is a long list for that, the things that I
Mhm.
like most about being in data domain. But if
Mhm.
you want to call out, so first thing is the role that I have and the work that I'm doing is
Mhm.
directly impacting the business, is directly impacting the revenue, is directly impacting the decisions. So in
Mhm.
that case, the role is very much important and valuable. And
Mhm.
second is that every day you get to learn something new. The work is never monotonous. You never find yourself in a place that you are writing the same line of code every day and you're
Mhm.
not doing something new. Every day
Mhm.
you're building a new system, maybe working onto a different type of data. We are dealing with big data. So
Mhm.
all of these things are quite exciting as well
Mhm.
as something you're learning every day. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's a
Mhm.
good part about being into data domain.
So you said that your every single key responsibilities are linked with business decision making. So is it something which is very very uh, serious job, or is it something which is a very exciting job to explore and get recognized in the workplace? Like it seems that I should need to be very much accurate because it is related to the business. Is it something like that, or is it something which is a very good thing to explore every single moment in this particular profession?
I would say it's a mix of both. You learn a lot of things. You even there is a lot of scope for exploration, but at the end of the
Mhm.
day, your work, your output is
Mhm.
very much critical to the business. So if
Okay.
it's not correct, it will directly lead to business getting impacted in terms of revenue. So in that aspect, it is very critical.
Understood. So, does that mean that you don't have work-life balance?
Totally not, totally not. And they're like I'm very much active on a lot of platforms, so maybe that can be a good demo. To I don't,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
a
I've
pretty
seen that
much
you keep
good.
on traveling. So yeah, so yeah, so you have a good work-life balance. I can clearly see. Yes, I
So
forgot
in
that.
that case, in that case, I would say that work-life balance is not only about that. If you have a lot of work and if the work is very important to business, you don't
Mm-hmm.
have a life. I feel like you yourself can manage, and also if you're a part of a very good company that is very much employee-centric,
Mm-hmm.
then they do focus that if you're working very hard, you're also giving a lot of time for yourself. So there is
Mm-hmm.
no issue at all for the work-life balance.
So you said that's an employee-centric organization. So does that mean that they also provide a lot of cool perks in terms of leaves and a lot more other facilities, right?
Surely, surely. So they emphasize onto employee well-being. So that can be around your work-life balance, that can be around providing good leaves, and anything which is something which is required from an employee perspective. They
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you are in an environment that you feel energetic to come and wake up and come to work every day rather than dragging you to work.
Understood, understood. So it's exciting me about this particular idea thing. Okay. So now just coming to the main part, because we discussed cool thing about this data thing, and it is exciting me to participate in that. But still, just wanted to understand in a more basic language that what exactly these data analyst people do, like what exactly their main goals are, and what exactly the exact task people do when they when they hired as a data analyst, what exactly things they have to go through.
Sure, sure. So if you ask me what exactly a data analyst do, so on a higher level, the work of a data analyst is to gather the information. Actually, not the information, but the raw data. So there is a
Mm-hmm.
lot of data that a company generates, which is raw in form. So first work of a data analyst is to first collect the data. Data comes from
Okay.
various sources, various formats, various time. Once
Mm-hmm.
you get the data, second work is to analyze the data. That is the work of a data analyst. The word analyze comes from there itself. So you
Okay.
have to use various statistical techniques to analyze the data. What are the hidden information, the trends, the patterns that are there in those data? And
Mm-hmm.
once you have done that, then the main task is to visualize this using different dashboards, tools, applications, and various things. So the work is to analyze it into form of a visualization. Like for example, if I'm someone who comes and show you a raw data,
Okay.
maybe or maybe not, you'll not be able to understand the data because the raw data is not in some in form that you cannot understand. But on the other hand, if I come and I show you a picture,
Mm-hmm.
and like it said, pictures talks a thousand words. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe through trends, through graphs, through patterns, you'll be able to understand that okay, this is where we're making sales, this is where we're making profit, this is where the
Mm-hmm.
company is at loss. So all these kinds of visualization, these are done by data analyst. So that is why it is very critical and also very much rewarding job role.
So it's like whatever the activities are going on in the business or any organization, you guys, sync those data and try to make some sense out of it and present in more much better format so that we can get some more information from our, their presentation, and we can take more decisions. Something like that, as I can understand.
Surely, surely. The data, like data is the most critical thing for us, and then we come to the output using the data.
Understood, understood. Got your point. So we will discuss, guys. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say. That what exactly the keys responsibilities are. So I am acting as a dumb right now, so that everybody can understand from very scratch that what exactly the job responsibilities and the things and the day, the whole days look like for a data analyst people. All right. Thank you so much, Shailja, for giving this clarity. So now, as you said, that it is like more. This particular profession is like helps into the better business decision making, and does that mean that in India we are having this? demands, like the vacancies of data analysis so much because the startups are coming, so for to grow it. So is this the main reason that the better data professionals is needed?
Surely, surely, the demand is very much, and I would
Hmm.
say because everyone is aligned to different roles. Mainly, software engineering is something that everyone talks about and they want to go for. Not
Hmm.
many people know about data domain, and that is
Hmm.
why there is a kind of scarcity. Demand is more, scarcity is less. So that is why
Hmm.
it's in need that good
Hmm.
data professionals are very much needed and in demand by the companies.
Understood. Understood. So, do you have any sort of examples where you can guide me that why exactly the business needs data analyst, how we can exactly help them? If you could relate with any day-to-day life examples that we see,
Surely, surely.
that would be great
So
help.
let me give you a very some example that everyone can relate to. So
Mm-hmm.
if I say that I have a client or the business has a chain of restaurants that
Mm-hmm.
they are running, and they
Mm-hmm.
are able to not generate a good amount of revenue. They are
Mm-hmm.
finding that the revenue is not generating. So
Mm-hmm.
what they do is they come to a data analyst and come up
Mm-hmm.
with this problem that, sir, no revenue is getting generated. Tell me
Mm-hmm.
what should we do? So this is
Mm-hmm.
the problem statement, and we want some solution for that. So what a
Mm-hmm.
data analyst will do, first of all, it will collect the data for that particular chain of restaurants. Maybe what location the restaurant is, what are the days on which the restaurant is most visited, less visited, what are the dishes. So around the business, it can, I'm just taking a rough example here. So
Mm-hmm.
the intent is to gather all the information that they have currently. And then the data analyst will then go and understand the pattern, the trend. That okay, this is one dish that is most preferred at
Mm-hmm.
this particular location. At the other restaurant, maybe it is the case that people are not very much into continental, they like Thai food or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the data analyst then comes up with their understanding,
Mm-hmm.
their analysis, and then they showcase that okay, see,
Understood.
this is the reason why your sales is increasing in this area. And
Mm-hmm.
I can then propose, or data analyst can then propose the solution as per the
Mm-hmm.
business problem and the analysis. They come up with the solution that maybe in this area you need to increase the number of restaurants because here the sales is more. You need to
Mm-hmm.
spend more money on to increasing your types of food and all of these things. So what happened at the end is the data analyst got the information in terms of data, performed the analysis, and at the end helped the business to make decision. And that is the reason
Understood.
why every business currently is in so much of need of a data analyst.
Understood. Understood. That was very helpful example. By the way, we got a pretty much clarity that why it is needed. And similarly, I guess like this particular analysis are required in every single profession. You gave us an example of restaurant. Same goes for the HR profession as well, where they definitely manage their employees' data and everything. I guess that's what we call HR analyst. Or some
Sure.
people are into the financial management. We call them a financial analyst, and some people are into logistics, so they are into that particular analyst profession. So it seems that it is a set of tools or the skills that we have to learn, and in whichever domain I will apply, I can become analyst in that domain. Is it correct?
Surely, surely. So it's a generic skill. Data analysis is a very generic skill, and as per the requirement, as per like
Mhm.
the company, like you said, and the
Mhm.
domain you are in, you can perform the analysis, and then it's called differently. But
Mhm.
intent is same.
Okay, okay. Because we are surrounded with a lot more fascinating names. As you can see, somebody is saying that no, 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 not data analyst, business analyst. But somehow I get an idea that if I'm from a non-IT background, if I'm getting hired, whatever name they could bring in front of me, maybe a data scientist, but the job responsibility is gonna be same for a coming 2 years, and I will be implementing my skill set, and then after that I'll get the exact core responsibilities after 2 years, right?
Sure, surely.
Understood. Understood. That's a pretty that clears my mind that how exactly this whole data thing works and what profession it is all about. Okay, so guys, I just wanted to showcase you a simple statistic. If you could see that every business needs a data analyst, and correct me if I'm wrong, Shelja, that data analyst also helps us in raising the fund as well, because I've read some article where there was a word called predictive analysis, where the data analyst professionals are analyzing the past quarter data, how many sales happened, how many revenue generated, and then they are also predicting that how exactly the coming quarter would be. And that's how these data is used in front of investors, and people are raising funds, and then they are showcasing that how big their company can grow. Does that also plays a very important role in that?
Surely, surely. The work of data analyst is to actually analyze the data, and at the end of the ultimate goal of generating the revenue is very much
Mhm.
aligned with the work of a data analyst. So you're truly very correct on that point.
So when I guess now only this data profession is so much highlighted, but I guess in the past few years, like 10 a decade back or 2 decade back, at that time also data professionals were there, right? Or there was no data professionals, or they were like not a very a famous name was there, I guess, or like people are making decision without data analyst back then.
No, actually, it's not that the data people were not there, but like I said, it's the job were very scarce because the need was very scarce, and the reason is
Mhm.
you yourself can see that everywhere, every technology that we are using, and everything that we are surrounded with, the data is generated very high, like from very e-commerce website to normal our household codes, from normal application that we are using to medical things to transportation. Every company, the amount of data, everything is now digitized. The amount of data that
Mhm.
is getting generated every day, every seconds maybe is ranging to petabytes. So
Mhm.
because of this increase in terms of data generation, that is
Mhm.
why you can see maybe a few years back the demand was not that much and there were no such data people. But
Mhm.
since data got increased, so is the demand for data people got increased.
Understood. So comparatively, we can say that the demand is so much. So if we will put a little effort, we can get it. Not easily, but
Sure.
still the chance. Comparatively, it's easy now.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. So, guys, as I just wanted to highlight you once again, why we exactly so much confident about our 100% job guarantees, because we have a strategic approach towards reaching those particular recruiters who are in need. Because trust me, I'll ask this question to the Shailja, but yes, before I'll just complete this line that every single organization are facing this skilled, people they wanted to hire, but they are not getting because there are a lot of um, scarcity of skilled people, plus people have a lot of myths and pre-assumptions in their mind that they cannot become, or this is not their cup of tea, a lot more things. So that's what we do in a Coding Invaders. We have made a very crisp and only the modules are designed in such a way where it is very easy to understand and get the expertism in it with more practical approach, so that you can get a dream job in an IT profession and live your dream life. All right. So if I'll just give you a more clear and precise idea, if you can see the data that there are more than 1900 plus job openings are there. So we have that strategic approach to prepare the candidates and prepare for an interview, mock interviews, and practicing them and getting them, on an interview call. And that's how people are getting shortlisted. So there's more on this. If you want more details, you can definitely fill the form which is there in the chat section. You'll get a free counseling call and you can eat the head of the counselor and get your doubt clear. All right. So if I'll talk about the pricing point, then this is the course pricing basically. And whoever is watching me right now can avail this 33% discount. And you all are aware, can avail this free counseling call and discuss your eligibility criteria, see what is the pros and the cons, verify every single thing, then only take a decision. All right. Moving on. So Shailja, I just wanted to now understand. We discussed about how good is data domain is. We understood why business needs it. We understood there's too much of need in the market. Now, how we can become a data analyst? What exactly the skills and the things we have to learn? Because whenever I Google, whenever I go to the internet, I get bombarded with multiple tools, which actually demotivates me, and I end up scrolling Instagram.
Surely, surely, Amir, you rightly pointed that out. If someone who is naive to this particular domain, if they go and search, they'll see at least
Mhm.
10, 12 skills list, and that
Yeah.
seems very much intimidating initially.
Mhm.
So yeah, but if I want to tell the important skills. I would say summarize what data analyst role requires is what we can see currently on the screen. So let me start with the first and the very basic important thing that is required. That is, you need to have an understanding of a programming language. And in
Mhm.
that case, Python is the most preferred one for data people. So
Mhm.
yeah, the first thing is you need to have a good understanding of Python, and not only understanding, you should have a good hands-on as well onto Python programming language.
Okay.
Second comes SQL. SQL, or what we call as a structured query language. SQL, everyone says that, even I have been saying that multiple times, that SQL is the bread and butter of a data person.
Mhm.
You cannot do anything until you know SQL in data domain. That is the
Mhm.
level of importance SQL has. So
Okay.
second important skill that you need to learn and practice very well is SQL, because at the end of the day, as a data analyst or a data scientist, you will be writing a lot of SQL queries at whatever company you are in. So that is why SQL. Third comes statistics, most hyped term and also most term that most people get frightened by. But one
Mhm.
thing is you need to have a basic understanding of the concepts of statistics because you will have to perform statistical analysis. That is why we need statistics. But when I say statistics, I don't say mathematics. So you don't need to have a pure mathematician background or you need to learn entire mathematics. Just a bit of statistics from a data science or data analyst lens. That's it. And once you learn all of these skills, that is Python, SQL, statistics, fourth comes that you need to have a dashboarding skills. Like I said, right, you'll be creating dashboards, you'll be creating visualization. So you should understand or learn either of good tools like Power BI, Tableau, and these kinds of tools, which will help you to create dashboards. Rather than just writing code, you can just create a drag drop and your dashboard is up. So these
Mhm.
are the skills. And after learning these skills, people what they do is they just go and learn the skills and they go try, think that why are they not getting interview calls
Mhm.
and what have they left in their preparation. So the
Mhm.
most important part I would say is all of your theoretical knowledge will not be of any use until you make projects on top of it, until you apply it somewhere. Because saying that I know this thing, rather saying I know this thing and I've implemented this thing, that's what IT industry asks for. So yeah, you need
Mhm.
to have projects around all of these skills. So that is
Mhm.
overall I would say a roadmap that for the people who are aiming for data analyst role.
Understood. So one thing is very clear that for sure these skill sets are required, but without practicing or without implementing in real life project, it is useless. And it is very very common and very basic thing. Of course, like even if a normal student goes to the shop for a work, they also ask that what you have done in the past, and on that basis they give a
Correct,
job.
correct.
So now the question comes in our mind because we are from a non-IT background that we don't have an IT experience. So, well, in that case, to justify that, we need to do projects.
Correct, correct. So
Mm-hmm.
I say this thing often that either you have an experience, your
Mm-hmm.
experience is something that you can showcase in your interview and in your resume.
Mm-hmm.
If in case you're a fresher, you come from a different domain, you surely don't have an experience. So in that case, your projects is something that can replace your experience part and where you can showcase that okay, I have implemented this on my own.
Understood. Understood. So, of course, like once we have a proper portfolio, we can justify that why we are worth it, why we should get hired, and they will see our activities, and on that basis, they can just figure out that okay, I can take this thing for our organization, and this guy can be a right fit for us. Okay, fine, then I got a pretty much clarity. Now, the most important question comes in our mind is how exactly, because see, we are watching you, so we would love to know how exactly you did it, and we would love to follow what you will advise us. So, at your time when you were trying to become this particular, the professional, how did you acquire? And then you can just tell us that how exactly we can acquire this skill set and we can get this thing done.
Surely. So, if I talk about myself, I always have this roadmap in my head. So, it's always a three-step process, I would say. The first step is, like we said, in order to crack any kind of role, we have to identify what are the skills that that particular role demands. Like, suppose if I'm targeting a data analyst role, first of all, the first finding should be that I need to learn Python, I need to learn SQL, statistics, Power BI. So, firstly, you have to identify, and I did the same. I identified the skills which are in demand, which are asked in the interviews, which I need to make projects around. So, that is the first thing. Once you have identified the skills that are required, the second
Mm-hmm.
is roadmap as to where should I learn all of those things. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you can go for any kind of website, maybe you can go for any kind of courses. Whichever suits you best, you can then go for that so that you can get a prepared material as to the length and breadth of the entire domain that covers everything. And third is you have to make a dedicated plan, as in you have to cover all of these topics. So
Mm-hmm.
I did the same. I covered all of these topics, like, okay, I need to learn all of these things, learn them simultaneously. And I always had this plan in my head that whatever I'm learning, I'll have to implement it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good practice also, that whether you're able to learn something or not. And also, like I said, in the IT industry, until you have a portfolio of projects, your talent is not showcased. So the third part is you have identified the skill set, you have learned the skill set, you have to implement those in the form of projects. So that is something that I followed to learn all the necessary skills and practice them multiple times so that they get polished and I can talk about them in my interview.
Understood. Understood. Now, just one thing, I just wanted to know that in which year you started your first job?
I started in the year 2020.
2020. Okay. So, so you did it through the way you are telling. It seems that you did everything by your own hard work and everything, right? But somewhere you must also chased for some mentoring, some guidance from your seniors or something. How important it is and how time saving it is if we get it right away, and if you could just throw some light on it so that we can have an idea that how important, you know, this thing is, if we could reach out to for a mentoring, or we, how much time it can save and how much money we can make in this particular time gap.
Surely, in my case, Amir, I would say that I did not even knew about this domain, that what actually data domain is. And like I said,
Mm-hmm.
like other people, I was not even aware that this is
Mm-hmm.
something I can make my career into. But then in my case, I got a mentor, and maybe she's the reason I'm here today. Like I did
Mm-hmm.
not know about this domain. So she was the one who introduced me to this domain, that what actually data domain is, what are the skills that you need to learn, and what actually it is. So then I started learning about this thing, reading about this thing, and then I got my interest, and that is why I am currently making a career in this domain. So from my personal experience, what I think is having a mentor or someone in terms of guidance. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, as per your capabilities, people go for different level of guidances. But surely, if you can learn from someone else's experiences, you can surely save your time.
Mm-hmm.
And their life experiences you get in like one talk or maybe one kind of session or maybe one kind of course. So
Mm-hmm.
all of things that they have learned or they have gone through,
Mm-hmm.
their wins and losses in the interviews and everything that you need to make sure that you go through them while preparing for any kind of interview. So these kind of guidances or any kind of advices actually helps a lot in IT industry. My personal opinion is that is a very useful thing that anyone, if you get it, you should go surely go for that.
Understood. Understood. Thank you so much for this clarity, because generally these times we are very much scared to take this decision where we should reach out to the mentors because we feel that it's a time waste or something like that. But yes, guys, you can definitely reach out, because as a student you have to just save your time and study as much as you can and get that thing done which you are actually chasing for more than a year or 2 year 3 year 5 years. I can still see a bunch of people who are 30 plus, they still ask me how I can become that. So I feel that they should definitely take some mentoring and get this thing sorted, because it is getting late now. All right. So, Shailja, just wanted to understand the biggest question. See, everything is good and everything is fine, but how I will get to understand that data analytics is actually my cup of tea? Is it good for me or not? How I can understand? I'm just like scared that, with your advice, I just go and buy the course, and after 1 month, I realize that no, I don't like this.
That is actually a very good question, Amir, and that might happen to a lot of people who just go for that trend, right? That
Mm-hmm.
everyone is talking about that, and they have a lot of perks, so I'll go for that domain. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if someone asks me that whether something is good for me or not, there are two
Mm-hmm.
ways to find that out. First of all, is
Mm-hmm.
to take the expert advice, like we say, right? For the people who are already working in that domain, no one is
Mm-hmm.
better than them to give you
Mm-hmm.
advice that what are the perks
Exactly.
and what are the cons that the particular domain has to offer. So
Mm-hmm.
talk to people to understand what they are working on, what kind of projects they are working on, what kind of
Mm-hmm.
skills you need to learn, what is their day-to-day work and everything. And second is, until you try something out, how will you know that whether you like it or not? So if I
Exactly.
don't know what actually data domain is,
Mm-hmm.
maybe people can tell me and I can create a visual. But
Mm-hmm.
until I go and start learning Python and programming language, then
Mm-hmm.
only now I can tell that maybe I don't like it. Maybe I'm not
Mm-hmm.
someone who is into statistics or programming, into
Mm-hmm.
data domain and something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Understood.
So if you want to identify that whether you are good at it or not, or whether this field is good at for you or not,
Mm-hmm.
first thing is go for it in terms of understanding the skill sets which are required, whether you are able to reciprocate that with the same enthusiasm for that particular
Mm-hmm.
domain or not. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
try hands-on onto few skills.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I guess that's a good amount of time to judge that maybe
Understood.
now I'm good at it and I can surely go for it.
So, Shailja, just wanted to understand if you could give a very, 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 very honest answer. So, in the entire engineering, and then you decided to come into this data. So does your engineering actually helped you or contributed even a 1% in giving you an advice that data is your cup of tea, or you decided from your end?
That actually will be a very true answer. maybe 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 I'll not answer that directly. But what you learn in engineering overall, like I was a computer science graduate, so
Mm-hmm.
whatever you learn in 4 years of your curriculum, it surely gives you one direction. That okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is the direction that everyone goes for. Maybe that is entirely related to software field, and
Mm-hmm.
that is something that everyone is being following. And even currently, 100 out of 10 maybe go to a different field, and 90 will go to the same field. So that is
Mm-hmm.
something for the people who are aspiring for those roles, they get a
Mm-hmm.
dedicated path and that helps them out. In my case, it was not that. It was
Mm-hmm.
something different. And I was very much, I would say, thankful to my mentor that I got a different direction with her help. I got her from my college itself. So
Mm-hmm.
college helped me in that way.
Understood. Understood. College helped you maybe in this placement drives and connecting in that. Understood. So as you said that to know which is this is working for me or not, we need to try this. So if I'll ask you that you have done engineering, so we should try engineering or not, what would you suggest if you are not from non-IT background?
See, if someone who is from non-IT background, if there's
Mm-hmm.
someone who is looking for graduation, see, there are pros and cons of everything, right? Same is the thing for engineering. But
Mm-hmm.
what I can tell you that after going for 8 different semesters, learning 50 plus subjects in those 8 semesters,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of prepare to learn something new in a very small amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
maybe if you think that this is something I want to go for and I'm not able to understand it, you still have that courage and you still have those learning capabilities that engineering has imbibed into you, that in two
Mm-hmm.
months you can learn something new. So always a
Understood.
supporter of engineering in that way.
Understood, understood. Because why I asked you, the reason is like, see, we discussed about your profile. You are from engineering, so I'm sure that the hundreds of people must be thinking, "Oh, she's from engineering. That's why she made it." So, just wanted to hear from you. Is it genuinely like if I could be a BSc graduate or a BCom graduate, I can also be hired in this Microsoft, right?
Surely, and I have talked about that, and there are multiple examples of the people I am in contact with, of the people I'm working with. So it is not a necessary condition, first of all, and this is a
Mm-hmm.
big myth that is there among people
Mm-hmm.
that she's speaking like this because she's a computer science graduate and she's
Mm-hmm.
BTech. That is why she was able to make it. It
Understood.
is
There's
not
one.
necessary criteria. You need to have those skills after your graduation, and you'll be there.
Understood.
Graduation in terms of BTech is not necessary.
Understood. Understood. Thank you. So some of them is saying you are not able to find her on LinkedIn. I guess, Shalya, I think you don't have profile picture on your LinkedIn, right?
I do have it.
Okay, so I don't know. Some people are not able to see. So it's a real ID, guys. This is the link. Okay, you can reach out if you want to connect because people are thinking that this is not the real ID. It's a real ID. You can connect with her. All right, moving on. So one thing is very clear that there's no as such a strict background needed or any age restriction. Is there any age restriction, by the way, is there in this
No, no,
profession?
no, surely not. And there's a person whom I very much admire specifically for this thing. He has worked for like 20 years into
Mm-hmm.
a very different domain, and then he decided because of the enthusiasm he had for data domain, and then he decided to learn those skills and switched, and now he's doing pretty good in this domain as well. So
Okay.
maybe there is a thing that maybe that you might feel a bit rejection at the start because you're
Mhm,
coming from a different domain with a lot of experience in that particular thing. But that
mhm,
is something which is not sure shot that okay, just because you have this much of gap, this is your gender, this is your background, so
mhm,
you'll not be able to make a career in data domain. That is the best thing about data domain. It is very welcoming. So there is
mhm,
no barriers as such. You might have to put more efforts, but
mhm.
surely you can ace it if you have the relevant skills.
Understood, understood. Thanks for the clarity. So, guys, why I generally ask you this, Shailja, because generally we face one problem that people nowadays are more looking for validations from expert. If they say yes, then only we take decisions. But to be very honest, like there's nothing only you are stopping yourself to be into this data profession. There's no age restriction required, and for sure, a female is making a good career in that, so it's a good inspiration for us as well. And so what's stopping you, I don't know, so you should definitely take an action about this. And I will be definitely discussing a lot more about the salaries and everything and more precisely. But before that, let me just cover some important pointers that what exactly and how exactly we can help you guys. So in Coding Invaders, just because I know that you are from a non-IT background, or whatever the background you have, whether you don't know the C of a coding, we actually teach you from scratch with the practical basis. We have a project so that it makes you very much confident and makes you very much practical, so that when you are sitting in an interview, you make sense while you are talking that why you are using these tools and how you made it. All right. So that is very much important. So we have that one-on-one mentorship available. Why one-on-one mentorship? Because one-on-one mentorship actually helps you in dealing with your silliest questions and actually removes your hesitation, so you can ask any questions and you can definitely learn more. And 80% are project based, so that's an interesting part to be updated into the what exactly is happening in this industry. All right. And we do have an LMS with interactive assignments and project based learning and a lot more. All right. So, guys, I just wanted to remind all of you, whoever is watching me right now. So, we are still into this contest. After 10 minutes, I'm going to announce the winner. So, I started this contest 20 minutes back where I'll be giving away one premium course of data analyst, that too for free, and we'll enroll them in our job guarantee batch. So, whoever have not participated, the link is into the chat section. Go register and come back, and let's move to the next question. All right. So, Shailja, now we just wanted to understand how exactly the career ladder looks like in this data profession. Like, how exactly we will start and how exactly we'll get promoted, or what sort of designation we will get. If you could give us a clarity in that, and also about this salary thing, that would be great for us to understand that how much we can make once we are into this particular profession.
Sure, sure. So in terms of, I would say hierarchy, first of all, people get confused in terms of three different roles. That is data
Mm-hmm.
analysis, data
Mm-hmm.
engineering, as well as data science. So yeah, there is a thin line of difference, but surely there is a difference in terms of skills that you need to learn for all of these things. And for each individual domain, data engineering, data science, and data analysis,
Mm-hmm.
there is a ladder. You may start as a junior data engineer, then you go to a data engineer, senior data engineer, and so on. And same is the thing that is happening for all of these three domains. And the difference in terms of these domains lies into smaller, very smaller skills, I would say functionality. For a data analyst, the work is to analyze the data and generates insights using different skills that we talked about. The work
Mm-hmm.
of a data engineer, on the other hand, is to build the system. Is to, because the word lies right. He is doing engineering. He's building a system. He's automating everything. He's transforming the data. So the work of a data engineering is around system building. And then comes data scientist. So now the data is being analyzed and converted from raw form into information by data analyst. Data engineer has created the system. The work of a data scientist is then to go ahead, apply machine learning algorithms to predict outcomes and then help business with that. So that is kind of a ladder: data engineering, data analyst, data engineer, and data scientist. And that is how they progress. In terms of salary that you just mentioned, so the figures that I can see currently are, I would
Mm-hmm.
say, they are very nominal. You have
Okay.
been very on the lower end, I would say. You have took the numbers. But yeah, if you are someone who wants to make a career in data domain, then 6 to 8 LPA is something that you can expect initially while you're joining as a fresher. That surely depends on how well you have performed in the interview, which company you are applying for, what is the salary bandwidth they are looking out for. So all
Mm-hmm.
of these factors are into consideration, but on an average, this is the range that any fresher entering into this domain can go for, and the
And so on.
exponential increase is then surely a case.
So the one that I have written at 5 plus years is 20 plus. So can we achieve that 20 lakh package in 3 to 4 year itself?
Surely, surely. If you have the skills, right, and if you are able to, if you have a good portfolio, if you have those skills in even lesser amount of time, there are a lot of examples of people who have cracked these roles with so good packages.
Understood. Understood. So okay, great. So we have got the clarity that how much we can make. Probably nowadays, Shailja, I'm observing that people are starting with 10 directly. Even one
Yes,
of my
yes.
friends were getting 7 LPA when he was an intern and still he was studying. So it's like it's all about, like, if we are skilled enough, we will definitely get it. I guess people are more in it. So Salya, do you face in your team itself, do you face any such problem where you go for hiring and you get worried that you are not getting skilled people and it takes time for you to build up a team? Do you face any sort of challenge in your own team?
Surely, surely. So for one opening, there are literally like 100 plus resumes that we get. And then
Mm-hmm.
we are shortlisting people. We are actually are scarce of actual good talent and actual skills that we are looking for data domain.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, demand is there, but people with those particular skills, we don't get so much of resumes in that particular domain. So that is a big challenge for companies hiring.
Understood. And there's one more question comes in my mind. When I was doing engineering, there is a very famous, is it, I don't know, is it like over discussed thing or what? But people generally think that Microsoft and Google and these big companies only hire from IITs. We have that particular things in our mind. So is it
I'm not an
true?
IIT.
You are not
I'm
an
not an
IIT?
IIT. I'm working as in Microsoft. So I guess that answers your question. One thing is that these companies, there is a thing called campus placement, there is a thing called
Mm-hmm.
off-campus placement.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, at some point it might be considered that these companies, when they visit campus for
Mm-hmm.
campus recruitment, then it might
Mm-hmm.
happen that they do not visit tier two colleges, tier three colleges, and only visit tier one colleges. So in that
Mm-hmm.
case, yeah, that might be a good possibility that
Mm-hmm.
only visiting IITs is an option. But there is not an option only for on campus. There are comparatively on campus, there are a lot of openings that are there for off campus, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people who are non IITians. I have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
my friends who are working on all of these companies who are not at all from tier one college. Even I'm not
Mm-hmm.
from a tier one college. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that is not a short thing.
Understood. Understood. By the way, some one student is trying to mimic you. If you can see the chat section, so guys, I just focus on the important information. Trust me, it's important. Don't focus on all these things. Okay. So guys, one thing is very clear that we can definitely achieve these packages. Although the package that I mentioned is a very modest one, you can get more in that. If you're serious, you can definitely get it. People are ready to give the packages. It's you, how much you can grab it, that's totally up to you. All right, now the most important thing, how we can exactly find this data analyst job, where we can go and how we can get the call and everything.
Yeah, so on that part, I was again about to say surely. I'll not say that now. So yeah, for the first of all, the first thing is to where do we see the job openings? That is
Mm-hmm.
something that I've heard from many people, and also there is
Mm-hmm.
a misconception because I have been communicating this thing multiple times that LinkedIn is a very good platform.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it good? First of all, you get an information in terms of what companies are hiring, which
Mm-hmm.
roles they are hiring for, and what are those requirements. And they have a
Mm-hmm.
very good feature of creating alerts. So you can
Mm-hmm.
go ahead, create alerts as per your skills, as per your preferences in terms of location. And
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn itself will send you out all the openings that are there. So this is
Understood.
something that you can leverage while you are going for a job hunt. But what people say is, ma'am, if you apply through LinkedIn, our resume does not get shortlisted. And this is, I guess, a big notion that is there in everyone's head. But that is not true. Many of the companies that I applied for, I interviewed for, even Microsoft, I
Mm-hmm.
applied only through through
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn
Mm-hmm.
directly. Go for
Okay.
LinkedIn, go for all the openings that are there and
Mm-hmm.
apply from there itself. So first is LinkedIn. The biggest suggestion in terms of any kind of job hunt is LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from directly looking out for jobs, you have a lot of people whom you can connect with. Like if
Mm-hmm.
referrals, everyone talks about that. Referral is a very good option to apply for any kind of role. So
Mm-hmm.
at LinkedIn, you can talk to recruiters as well who are hiring. You can talk to people who are working in those companies. So
Mm-hmm.
all of these things as a good package that you can look
Mm-hmm.
out for any kind of job. Apart from that, there are other websites like there is Naukri.com, there is InstaHire, there is Hirect. There are multiple other websites that you can leverage, create a profile, and state your skills and requirements very clearly. And even recruiters reach out to you if they like your profile. And
Understood.
maybe some people want to understand what is the salary range that is offered, what should I
Mm-hmm.
quote, and all of these things. So you
Mm-hmm.
can go for websites like Glassdoor, which give you a very good idea of, okay, this is our average salary band for this particular role at this particular company with these many years of experience. So you can leverage that as well. So these are few suggestions that I myself had used while my I was interviewing at multiple companies.
Understood. Understood. So before applying, I'm sure you must be sorting your LinkedIn profile. You were making it look so structured so that they can definitely, because this is the only way they can see you and they can see your activities, they can see
Surely,
your
surely.
experience. So I'm sure you must have spent a good amount of time in on LinkedIn to make your profile looks structured and good and professional. Correct?
Actually, that is very true because I always say this thing that your LinkedIn is actually a emphasized version of your resume. So always
Mhm.
make sure that if your resume is up to date, your LinkedIn profile should always be up to date, because any recruiter, anyone whom you are sending out your resume will surely go through your LinkedIn profile to understand where you have worked, what are your skills, what was your educational background, all of these things. So that is why having a very good LinkedIn profile, up to date and very active, is something that I suggest people.
Understood. Understood. So we have got the clarity that why and how exactly you can hunt for this, why it is important. And there's one more thing I just want to tell you, that we also offer certain things like one-on-one CV building and LinkedIn profile, preparations. Why these things are important? If you, I will just give you a important point. If on a daily basis, if I'll just even talk about the Microsoft, I'm sure there's a thousands and lakhs of application comes in on a daily basis, right? So they use ATS to shortlist certain CV. So ATS is basically, correct me if I'm wrong, Shailja, it's applicant tracking system, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Mhm.
what they do is, like, whatever the skills they are looking for, those particular tool actually search those tool in your CV. If it is there in your CV, then it will automatically comes on the top, and that's how you get the first call. Okay, so Vaibhav is getting angry. Tell me about data domain, not your course. Okay, sorry, don't be get angry. Surely I can help you. Okay, so why it is important? Because it definitely helps you to get your first call, and that's how you'll get the things done. So we are also offering the same thing. All right. So moving ahead, we do have 100 plus hiring partners, which actually helps to schedule an interviews and save the time so that candidate can focus more on practical studies, and rest we can take care of. All right. Now it's time to move to the Q&A session, guys. I hope you must have a lot of questions. If not, please jot down somewhere and write questions over here in the chat section, because we are going to start the Q&A session. But before I start this Q&A session, I want to give you a final reminder to all of you who have joined me late. There is a contest going on. Just 40 minutes back, I started. In this contest, whoever is participating, the link is in the chat section. If you will participate, and just after 5 minutes after a Q&A session, I am going to announce a winner where you will be enrolled for a job guarantee badge, that too for free. So don't miss this chance. If you are spending your valuable time, maybe you can be the lucky winner. So the link is in the chat section. Please register, and I'm just moving towards the Q&A session. All right. So Shailja, I'll just take few seconds to shortlist the bestest questions. I've got a bunch of questions, by the way. So okay, so one question from Devang is that, what is your comment in this particular layoff which is happening everywhere? I can see in the startups 6% or 8% layoffs are happening. Amazon fired 18,000 people. Today's many company lay off their employees. What? So, any comments on that in this particular data domain or IT domain? Is it something which is also which is very very risky that we may also lose sometimes if suppose we will switch?
So that is something I would say on the recession part. Recession is not the correct word because that is not currently accepted. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the current market situation is bad, that we all
Mm-hmm.
know, and the supply chain is hindered very. Like there are multiple factors because of which this is happening. So yeah, if the good companies, smaller companies, startups, a lot of layoffs are happening. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but only one thing that I have to say in this particular situation is that make yourself upskilled. That even if something like that happens to anyone, you are ready, you are job ready, make yourself job ready, so
Mm-hmm.
that in this tough times you are able to deal with these kinds of things.
Understood. Understood. Just wanted to ask you, just because I'm a little curious, because see, recently Twitter also laid off a lot of people. What I have observed, that majority of them from a non-IT background, like into business development department, or some are from not exactly from engineering department. I have observed. All right. So, and I have also seen one thing, that those are the business decisions where the people were laid off. So I don't think that any people who were laid off from Twitter will be jobless. I'm sure they must be getting much more packages in the other companies, right? I'm like, if I'll talk about you only, Shailja, you worked hard with the startup company. Now you reach to the Microsoft. Like, let's suppose in the worst case situation, I'm sure you must be very confident about your own career, that you will not definitely gonna drown for sure. Now wherever you will go, you're gonna grow for sure. It is clear, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's what my point basically is, that you must be confident in terms of your skill set, and that comes
Mm,
after practicing, after learning all of those things. So if you have the relevant skills, it may happen in worst case because of the market situation that you might not fit at a particular time for a particular company because of cost cutting and multiple factors. But that
Mhm.
doesn't make you lesser in skilled or anything of that sort. If you have the skills, if you have a good portfolio, maybe other companies are looking out for you.
Okay. Thank you so much. There's a question from Krunal is non-IT work experience counted before joining as a data analyst?
See, in terms of, I would say year of experience, that too in terms of tech domain, it will not be
Mhm.
counted. You'll be joining as a fresher. But yeah, there is one thing is if you have relevant years of experience in non-tech, in a
Mhm.
different domain or whatever it is, you can surely leverage that while you are attending any kind of interviews because your experience in any domain will help you in the interview. But if
Mhm.
you ask me at which role you'll be joining, you'll
Mhm.
make because data domain will be a new job role for you. So
Mhm.
mostly you'll be joining as a fresher only.
Understood. 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 Thank you. And there's one question. Okay, so the one question from Aparna is that as coding is a main concept, how is it possible that rather than engineering, they would hire us who are who are only knowing just coding? Sorry, I didn't got your question. Maybe she's trying to ask that uh, as like coding is the main game over here, so why they would hire us because we are from not engineering background. That's what she's trying to say.
So I never said here that coding is the main game here. And I would say the answer lies in the question itself. Just
Mm-hmm.
because coding is not the game here, that is why the opportunity for people coming from different domain is most in case of data domain.
Mm-hmm.
Because here you are not tested only on your coding skills, how fast are you at CP, or how fast are you at DSA and all of these things. Rather,
Mm-hmm.
how good are you in terms of understanding the concept of data.
Understood. Understood. So you just said that coding is not the main game over in the data profession. Okay. So guys, this is one clear thing. It is not the main game. Just a small part. I guess only in Python is there, and where else we use this coding thing in this whole particular job role. In which other
Only
tool?
creating using Python language different packages for data cleaning, data wrangling is something that we
That's it.
use specific coding for. But here you don't have to be a geeky person. That people
Mm,
when people hear of coding, they just go for someone who's writing 10 or 20 hours of like big chunk of code. Here the intent is not that. Here rather we are actually using different tools, different statistical concepts to understand and visualize the data. Maybe a
mm,
bit of coding is required, but that's surely a secondary skill, I would say.
understood. Thank you. This question from Roshan is that from the question is from Roshan, and it is writing that hi, I am Sonu. Okay, I can understand English, but I cannot speak. So, can you help me with that? Like, he's trying to understand that what sort of difficulty he will face in interviews.
Okay, on that aspect, one I would say communication is a very important skill which is
Mm-hmm.
required because
Mm-hmm.
that is a very short thing, right? If I know something and if I'm not able to tell the interviewer what I know and how much I know, all
Mm-hmm.
my knowledge will not be communicated to the interviewer. So in
Mm-hmm.
that case, communication is very important. But
Mm-hmm.
English specifically is something I'll not say that okay, you don't know English, you cannot crack an interview. A lot of companies they look out for people who are good at English, but it is not a very necessary condition. You may work onto your communication skill rather than only focusing on this thing that I don't know English.
Mm-hmm.
The intent is I know this thing, I have to communicate this thing.
Understood. Understood. Thank you. The last but not least, there's a question from Sweetie is there. Which field is best in the world of data, like financial analyst, digital marketing analyst? Which one do you suggest? I mean, like people are researching. I don't think that at this moment of time while switching, we need to think about all this, but still, what would you comment?
I won't say I think data analyst as one domain. I do not go
Mm-hmm.
into it's a financial analyst or it's a digital marketing analyst. What I
Mm-hmm.
think is if I'm someone who understands the concept of data analyst, if I'm someone who knows those skills, I
Mm-hmm.
can go and learn any kind of domain. If I'm working for a financial bank or a company, I'll go and understand the concepts of financial banking and how I can use my data analyst skill to help them. Maybe 6 months, 1 month, 1 year later, I go and understand a different domain and use my skills there to help them.
Mm-hmm.
So data analyst is a skill. Don't go go into the specificity which is better or which is not. Maybe you can ponder over this fact that I should go for data science or data analyst or data engineering. That is
Mm-hmm.
something you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
But going into those specificity, it's something you should not think while you're actually going or learning for or looking out for these kinds of roles.
Understood. 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 And the last one is, I have a 2 years of gap, and I'm from a non-IT background. So will it be challenging for me to appear in the interview?
uh, Gap only, that if you're thinking that the gap that you have is the reason that you'll be blocked, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
You need to work on your resume, because since you had a big amount of gap, and I'm thinking you might be into a different domain or maybe into a different, obviously away from the data domain. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you have to put a like more amount of efforts to learn those things. You have to put a significant amount of time to create projects. But
Mm-hmm.
once you reach that level, the
Mm-hmm.
gap that you had gets
Mm-hmm.
covered up by your project. So that won't be a blocker.
Understood. Understood. Got the clarity. Thank you. Thank you so much for all this detailed answer. I hope everybody have got the clarity. And the other questions was related that I'm from electrical, I'm from BSc. So the answer is same. Whatever background you guys are from, you can definitely do it. It's just that you have to start your first steps. As simple as that. So, Shailja, I know that you're running out of your time, but I'm genuinely very, very much happy that you gave your time over here, and we you helped our audience in getting their doubt clear, and I hope that our audience could take much better decisions. But before just going, I would just want that if you have any last thing to say to the audience, so that they can definitely get motivated and inspired by you.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll be ending this session with a few pointers that I have. Is first of all, I say this mostly for people that first of all, do not, and even I see the question something like that itself, that maybe,
Mhm.
ma'am, we have this, that is why we might not able to go into this domain. We
Mhm.
have age restriction, we had a gap because of the gender, because of the background. So do not restrict yourself, or I would say, do not. Say that I cannot do this thing beforehand itself. Do not reject yourself before actually getting rejected. If you
Mhm.
are someone who was actually aspiring to go into this role, at least give
Mhm.
it a chance, appear in interviews, and
Mhm.
then assess yourself that what is the reason behind which I'm not able to crack these interviews. Learn
Understood.
dedicatedly, and you can surely crack it. Do not reject yourself before getting rejected, surely.
Okay, thank you so much. We surely enjoyed your session, and I hope that if we get another opportunity, we're gonna definitely bring you again in our webinar. Thank you so much, Shailja, for
Thank you.
joining over here.
Thank you so much for having me here.
So, all right, guys. So, I hope you enjoyed this particular session with our guest speaker, and I am genuinely very happy when I see the comments from the audience that they get help from the effort that we put in. We bring in the guest speaker, and you ask questions, and I somewhere feel that you guys are making good decisions in your life through our webinars. So, I'm very much happy that you guys are able to make it. So, to all the people who still have a lot of questions to ask, I know that you still have a lot of questions to ask, but still, I have to complete this particular webinar. So, to all the people who still have a lot of questions, wanted to talk to me personally, I'm attaching my link in the chat section. You can just DM me. I would be happy to interact with you and help you out because I'm very much active on social media as well. So I'm attaching my link. You can reach out to me. You can stay in touch with me and ask too many questions if you want. Okay, I'm always available and I can help you with that. Okay, so I've pinned my link in the chat section, so you can ask too many questions you want, and definitely I can arrange a free counseling call as well. And if you want to directly talk to me, I can help you with that as well. All right, so the link is in the chat section. Now, the most important thing comes in our mind is that now we have to move towards getting to know the winner. All right. So, yes. So, this particular thing is started. So, in just 5 minutes, I'm going to announce the winner. So, I can see too many people have started joining me. Okay. Thank you for that. Still, it is vibrating a lot. Okay. So, guys, I just wanted to remind all of you once again that I started a one contest. I promised that I will give one premium content that too for free, and I'll enroll one of you in our job guarantee batch that too for free. So, yes, the link is into the chat section. Whoever not participated yet, I would request you to please participate. Maybe you can be the next winner. So please participate. and come back and tell me, yes, you are done. Now you are eagerly waiting for it. So I'll definitely gonna announce the winner. All right. So I'll just see how many people have participated because we have to cover a lot other questions as well. I can see more than 400 plus people have participated. That's amazing. And still the numbers are increasing. The last one is Navneet Kumar, and then another one is Masban, Ashish, Vroshali, Ajay, Saranj. Anybody else? Please register and give me a thumbs up. If once you are done, I will definitely going to announce the winner. So we are going to cross 500 now. That's really great. We have crossed 500 now. I'm very much happy that too many people are participating. Anybody else? So we are going to touch 550 as well. I feel so. So I'll just give you a few minutes of time, guys. Just have a patience because now I have to announce the winner. So hurry up. Okay. Meanwhile, if you guys have any questions or anything, just go fill it up. Okay. I'm giving you time, guys. Go fill it up and just tell me that yes, you are done, you are ready. I will definitely going to announce the winner because I have certain things to tell you. And in just 2-3 minutes, I'm going to announce the winner. So the link is in the chat section. Go register. And the last one is Devika. Anybody else who is left? Okay, I'll just see who is left yet. All right. So I can see still the numbers are increasing. So we are going to touch 550, 550. So hit it, guys. Just reach that level. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So, guys, now I have to announce the winner. But before I announce, I have to just tell you 2-3 things about our Coding Invaders, and then definitely we are going to announce the winner. So, here in the Coding Invaders, we will help you to reach your goals. We have one-on-one personal mentorship, exclusive career packages, fast tech job research, 100% job guarantee, and a lot more interesting thing. All right. One-on-one mentorship. I have just attached a screenshot where you can see that how people are interacting, getting a reality check, and understanding, and solving their doubts and getting things done. All right. So yes, you can see that it is available and people are enjoying it. These are our mentors, and along with the one-on-one mentorship, you will also see that along with the one-on-one mentorship, you will also see that the top mentors will be there. 7 days a week access in the chat section is there. Unlimited one-on-one video call is also there. Okay, so a lot more interesting things are there. All right, so you will be having a live sessions as well as you will be having group webinars as well, so that you should know that what exactly the reality check where you are standing and how much you need to work hard. All right, so these things are there. If I talk about the study format, then it's a project and then modules on LMS. What is LMS? Learning Management System. You have a Q&A session and you have interactive webinars, group projects. So see, resources are there. It's you how seriously you are doing it, to be very honest. If I'm saying 100% job guarantee, is not just I'm saying to sell these things. No. I'm not saying like that. I'll give you an honest thing. What exactly is there in the job guarantee agreement? Just hear me out very clearly. I'll be very honest. So there's a certain clause in the job guarantee agreement. What? That you have to complete modules on time. You have to give this much time on a daily basis. You have to achieve these numbers anyhow. You have to complete these assignments on time. So once you will be achieving those criteria, then only you are eligible. So it's not like you just paid and got the agreement and relax, I'll get this job. It's not like that. Okay. I'm being very honest. I'm being very practical. If somebody is saying that they will give you a job, 100% job guarantee agreement, there's a certain things that are involved. Because what we have observed is people are like very motivated in the beginning, but after that, 1 month they get demotivated and they don't pursue it. But trust me, guys, in my entire journey, I have observed one thing. In my entire journey, I've observed one thing. I have seen average people are nailing the industry. I have seen average people are nailing the packages. They are getting the maximum packages just because they are consistent. And I have also seen the intelligent people is struggling just because they are not consistent enough. I hope you understand. Okay, so if we are saying we have a job guarantee or something, there's certain criterias are there where you have to study, at least give 1.5 hours on a daily basis. You have to complete modules on time. You have to complete assignments on time. It is not something that we will pressurize you. No, but yes, it's very logical, right? If you will complete 1,000 assignment, if you complete 10, 30 projects, who the hell will not hire you? It's a very practical thing, man. If you have in a CV, if you can show that I have done this much project, this much assignment, you are experienced enough to prove your worth in the interview, right? I hope I'm making sense to all of you, right? So it's very genuine thing. It is not something that I'm just telling you to enroll. No, no. I'm not here to sell you to anything. I'm not here to just create an hype. I'm being very honest and practical. That's all. Because see, need is so much. The guest speaker itself told that there's too much demand, but the skilled people is not there. So demand is definitely go to the Naukri.com, go to the LinkedIn, go to the Google, see, just search data analyst. You'll find millions of jobs. And every job descriptions mentions that they need hands-on experience. Nobody's asking for degree. Everybody's asking for a hands-on experience. So just learn this skill set, apply for it, and get the thing done, man. Clear all your doubts. Okay. So I'm being very honest. Okay. If you want some more pretty much clarity, then still you can connect with me. I have shared my link. So you can connect with me, ask me any question. If you have any doubt, you can reach out to me. Not a big problem. Okay. So if I'll talk about the curriculum, so you don't need to worry about more tools like 10, 15 tools or something. So only these tools are required: Google Sheet, SQL, Statistic, Power BI, Python. That's it. Once you'll get into this particular first job, you will reach to that level. Not a big deal. Okay. Moving on. So Kanika is saying that result, please. Okay, ma'am. I'll announce the winner now. Okay. So I'm going to announce the winner. Perfect. So without wasting any more time, I have to announce the winner. So let me see how many people have actually, participated. Yes, Vijay, I'm going to announce. Sorry, sorry to keep you wait because I just have to complete. But still, I have a lot more to tell all the people because for sure there will be only one person who will be winning it. So, guys, are you ready? Are you ready to kill it? Because I'm now going to share my screen, and now I'm going to choose the lucky winner who will be enrolled for a job guarantee batch of a Coding Invaders for a data analyst. Are you guys ready? Say yes or no. Yes, 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 yes. Sakshi Rawat should be Anshul, Yasir Ansari. What about Excel? Excel is there for sure. Okay, so guys, I hope you have already participated. You are done. So I'm just refreshing my sheet. I can see the energy. People are ready. Yes, ready. Yes, 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 yes. Perfect. So let's announce the winner, guys. Okay, let me just see how many people have participated. So, guys who haven't registered yet, it's still we have a chance. Meanwhile, I just see my laptop screen. I would request all of you, if you have not registered, please register. So I can see more than 565 people have registered. So I'm going to share my screen, guys, now. Okay. So one, two, and three. So I'm sharing my screen, guys. I hope you can see my screen. This is an Excel sheet where I can see that people are still registering. So let me hide this data for a data privacy purpose. So how many people have registered? So I'll just check right away. So we have registered 572. Anybody else who's left? Let's hit it up at 600, guys, and then we can definitely choose one random person who have not registered yet. Please, guys, go register. Hurry up, help me up. I just don't want to miss anybody. Okay. So just fill it up, guys. Okay. So Jay Shriji. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll just show you how I will shortlist the random winner. So this is the website that I use. Basically, this website generally choose the random numbers. So I'll put the random number. So we have to select one person. So one is there. Okay. And then I have to enter how many participants were there. So I'll see how many participants are there. So I can see the numbers are still increasing. So I'll refresh my sheet once again. So we have 584. 584. Still numbers are increasing. Come on, guys, hurry up. I'll just give you 1 minute's time now. Only 1 minute's time. I'll now wait. Still numbers are coming. Hurry up, guys. So let's hit it up 600 and then we can finalize the number and announce the winner. Guys, I'm sure people are eagerly waiting. Okay. So who's left? 597. Let's just 600, guys. Okay. Let's see how many people are left. So we have touched 600 now. Still, we have crossed 600. So let's choose the winner. Let me refresh. These numbers are not stopping, guys. How I can just conclude this particular thing, guys. Okay, so we are crossing. I think that we are going to touch 650. All right. So I'll give you one demo, guys, how I select the winner. So let's suppose we have 900 people. So if we have 900 people, then I'll click somewhere else. And with that 900, I'll choose the random person like this. Okay, 780, something like that. So we have, so it is just an example. Okay. So similarly, I'll just put this exact number, the final number when the registrations will stop. So I'll see that still the numbers are coming. So I'll refresh once again and I'll lock the final number and I'll announce the winner. All right. So let me see. So guys, are we done? Are we done? I'm still waiting. So 625, 626. So, okay, so now I'm just starting my countdown so that all the people who are just watching me, I'm sure they must be getting pissed off because the numbers are not stopping. So I'll just start the countdown with 20. That is 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Seems that we are going to touch 650. Wow, guys, you guys are amazing. You are going to touch 650. We are going to create another record. We have one of the largest contests where I can see that people are filling in. So we have already crossed 650. And now I'm going to say the final number, and now I am going to choose the winner. And the final number is 0. So let's start. I'll log the number now. And the last participant is Gaurav. So it is 651. So I'll refresh once my sheet and I'm going to enter the number 651. Okay, let's hold on. So the last number is 652 Ramu. Okay, 652. Okay, guys, let's start. Let's see who's the winner. Anybody else who's left? I knew it. Somebody will come. 653. Okay. So now I will just lock it here and I'll announce the winner now. 1, 2, and 3. So number 264 is the winner of this particular contest where he or she will be enrolled for our job guarantee batch. That's really very interesting. So let's see who is 264. So finger are crossed. So let's see who is that lucky guy or girl. 264. So 264. So let's see who is at 264. 264, Dinesh. Dinesh, you are the winner of this particular contest. Dinesh772 at the rate gmail.com. You are the winner of this particular contest and you won a data analyst course which promises job guarantee. You are going to be enrolled for our job guarantee batch. If you are here, Dinesh, please say hi to everybody that you won this particular contest. And in just 1 hour, you're getting a call and you will be enrolled for a job guarantee batch. So if you'll not pick it up my call, then you will get a call tomorrow. But yes, you are the winner. And I still stay guys. I still have something for all of you have who haven't won yet. Okay, stay guys. So I don't think that Dinesh is here or not, but still I have a lot of things to tell all the people who still wanted to join and wanted to learn and wanted to have a query that how they can participate in job guarantee batch where we give agreement before enrollment. And the thing is that the pricing is this much. To all the people who's watching me can avail 33% discount, and they can get in 7,650 rupees per month. So there's an EMI options are there. You don't have to pay any interest. We will pay interest for you. Okay, the link is still there in the chat section. If you want free counseling call, you can get it. There's no interest involved, no joining fees is there. We also have 5,000 rupees referral bonus. If you will refer somebody, you both will get 5,000 discount. Okay, if you will refer 10 other people, your 10 other people will get 5,000 rupees discount, and you will alone get 50,000 discount. So there's another way to make the course fee zero. So the more you will share, the more wise you will become, because your network is your net worth. All right, so these are the benefits are there. Utilize this opportunity. All right, meanwhile, I hope you enjoyed this particular session. I hope you find it meaningful. I hope it was valuable for all of you. So I'm just attaching my personal profile link in the chat section. If you want to connect with me, if you have some feedback for me, how exactly the session was, and if you have anything, if any doubt you have, my link is into the chat section. You can just reach out to me, text me. You can give feedback. You liked it, you can give me the feedback. It will be a motivational for me. It will boost up my career. So you can drop your feedback. Meanwhile, I have I have given my link. You can connect with me, ask me any question, want to talk to me about the course, we can definitely discuss about it. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the session. Meanwhile, see you in the next webinar.